Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another anime review. And today I'll be sharing my thoughts on episode 16 of Digimon Ghost Game, which overall I thought was another solid episode, although I still have my nitpicks of the whole Monster of the Week nonsense, especially in the last episode where you had Felismon, the ultimate level Digimon, overwhelming our heroes who have now all turned into their champion forms. And then he's like, oh, I got other business. Let me just turn all the people I turned to stone these past years I've been in the human world. Let me just turn them back to normal and go elsewhere. I mean, it was just a stupid ending. And again, I mean, not as bad in this episode as it was in the last episode, but still, you got the whole Monster of the Week business. And, there's still the plot elements about Gullus Gamon and if he's going to return and like what the deal is with that, which I liked. But overall, this is like another heartfelt episode, similar to episode 14 when they went to the beach resort and they were playing with Koemon, the little monkey guy who wanted to play with the ball. And this one, Hiro and Gamon go camping. But before that, the episode starts off like any other episode with the narrator talking about the hologram ghosts. And then it cuts to what I call the NPC character who's walking around in the forest. And then all of a sudden, all these trees show up and start harassing him and like basically push him into a tree, and he like morphs into the tree as he's screaming, which, Digimon Ghost Game has had pretty good horror elements, especially last episode, like I said, with Felismon, or otherwise known as Mephistomon, how he pretty much looked like the devil. I mean, he had the tail, the pitchfork, 666 on both sides of his head, and the horns and everything. It was pretty crazy. But yeah, so Hiro and Gamon go to like a camping resort out in the woods, and there's a lot of cute moments. Like, I love Galamon's voice, too. Like, whenever he finds someone new, he's like, oh, Hero! Like, he does, like, really high-pitched voice, and it's just always makes me laugh. Hero, ever since that episode when Galamon turned into Gullus Gamon, he's been trying to sort of, get Galamon into his good graces and good spirits. Because, there was that little episode where Galamon was also saying how he wants to go visit Bokumon again, and then Hiro was like, well, Bokumon's on a journey elsewhere, because like, did Galamon forget that he died? I mean, I don't know, man. And there's a scene where they sort of flash back to that, wondering, what would trigger Galamon's evolution again into Gullus Gamon. But like I said, there's some cute scenes. For pretty much the first half of the episode, it's just Hiro and Gamon, playing in the woods together. And I'll show you some of the pictures I have of Gamon making his great expressions and everything, and they go fishing and all sorts of fun stuff. But his eyes are always lit up, and there he is dancing like, oh, we're going camping, yay! And what happens is, they have the tent and it's all flat, and they gotta set the temp up so they can sleep out there. And he's like, oh, it got big, what's this for? And Hero's like, oh, it's for sleeping. Like, look at his face, he's just the cutest. There he is. This scene was great too. He's running around the tent, like, he's going round and round, like, oh. And Hiro, how the fuck is he able to do that? He gets this stick and he starts like carving it, and they turn into a fishing rod. And then they all go fishing, and Gamon's like, oh, fishing, yay, shiny. You know how he calls the chocolate champion, he calls the fish shiny. So they're all having their fun, and then it cuts over to Kyoshiro and Roly with Angoramon and Jellymon, and they're like, oh, where's Hiro? Oh, he went camping, he's not answering his phone. And they're talking about all their evolutions, how everyone's gone to the champion stage, but Gamon has 4 stages. He's got let me remember their names: Battle Gamon, Chaos Gamon, Wezen Gamon, and then Gullus Gamon. And then once they mentioned Gullus Gamon, Kiyoshiro's like, no, don't even mention the name, it's gonna appear out of nowhere. So, they have all that going on. And I should mention by now that, the villainous Digimon for this episode is named Jorimon, which I remember from the original anime, the dub name is Cherrymon, so I don't know why they call him that. And there's also like a good guy Digimon here named Mori Shellmon, which is pretty much like a color swap of Shellmon, again from the original anime series. But yeah, they're looking for Hiro, because he's not answering his phone, and they're like, oh, just open his door, And Kyoshiro says, I can't open his door, I don't have the authority to do that. And then you hear like Jellymon her laugh, and she like phases through the door like, oh, I'll just let myself in. And this is how they try to figure out like where the camping site is. And she hacks into his computer like I guess because she's a digital monster, she could just hack in that way. And like, I know his password, and Kyoshiro's having a panic attack. Like, no, we shouldn't know these things. And again, like these two are my favorite team. If I had to rank all the tamers and their Digimon, I would definitely pick Kyoshiro and Jellymon as my favorites, followed by Hero and Gammamon, just because they're essentially the main. They're like the tie or the Takato of this series. And then Rolly and Angoromon last. I don't know. Angoromon just seems like he's there to fill in the blanks. Like if nobody knows the answer to anything, he'll just come up and say, oh, well, it's this. Like he's the wise Digimon. And it was cool we got his evolution last episode, but I don't know. I'm still not sold on him. Jellymon, however, I am. So here's Jurymon, who essentially is Cherrymon. I'll just refer to him as Cherrymon. And he's there. He has all like these trees, like these ant-like creatures doing his bidding. And by capturing all these humans, he's able to grow more limbs. And that's exactly what he's doing. And he's like, he has like this cane. He's walking around. And you have Mori Shellmon, who, like I said, is the good guy Digimon, battling Cherrymon because, he's taking over the forest and going crazy. And also one of the subplots was the humans were cutting down the trees. So that's why Cherrymon was getting all pissed off. But it's like they're cutting down the trees for the firewood for all the campers and whatnot. So they're doing battle. And like the voice actor for Cherrymon was great. Just because you gotta listen to it. It's just the way he was doing it. And he's like, oh, you youngsters, you whippersnappers. And then Mori Shellmon's like, oh, cut it, old man. Like, I guess they might have had a rivalry in the past or whatever. But it's interesting because Cherrymon is an ultimate and Mori Shellmon is a champion level. And like I said, he appeared in the original anime series and was like an associate for Pinocchio Man, which I thought, wasn't his name Puppetmon? Was that just the dub name? But he was one of the Dark Masters, Was it? Yeah, I thought it was Puppetmon, but who the hell knows? They have all the different names and all that. And then Mori Shellmon, like I said, he's like, regular Shellmon is pink, and he was down by the beach, and this guy hangs out by the forest and has a different color. And I don't think, he hasn't appeared in anything else. I guess he's been in the video games and stuff. So that's cool. And then eventually, because of Jellymon, they find out where the campsite is, and you see them all inspecting. Like, I just love, I love too how they change their outfits too. In a lot of the other Digimon series, they're all wearing the same outfits, and here, like, they're always changing. Rolly has her hat on and her little bow. Kyo, what is with this ratty ass jacket he's wearing? It's all ripped. You see that? What the hell, Kyo? Why don't you get a better jacket there? And Jellymon, like, just the way she's leading in there. Just a cute little screenshot there. And then eventually, here's another one I found. I couldn't find one with all the, because they all digivolve into their champion forms battling at the end. But as they're battling, there's this plot element where Mori Shellmon's like, we have to kill or destroy, I don't know if they use the word kill, but destroy Jellymon because otherwise he's just going to keep wreaking havoc and hassling more people. And that's where Hero gets the flashback about Bokumon, dying or being destroyed, and once he's destroyed, he disappears back into the digital world. Although they did say that he's back in the digital world and he turns into an egg again. That's why Black Tailmon or Black Gatomon keeps showing up throughout the series. So thinking about that, Hero thought if they kill him, maybe it'll trigger Gamamon's evolution to Gullus Gammamon again. And so instead of like attacking to kill, they instead keep focusing on like the weak point in his arm and break his arm off. And then at that point, Cherrymon with his cane is like, oh, you youngsters, and he like leaves. So that's it. He just leaves, and then all the people who he captured turning into other trees turn back to normal. And at that point, Hero is like, all right, well, we're counting on you, Mori Shellmon, to protect the forest. And then Mori Shellmon says, well, if he comes back, I'm not going to hesitate to destroy him. So, overall, like, I like the first half, all the cute moments with Gammamon fishing and stuff, and run around the tent like a madman. And if you've been watching the series, like, his voice, he's like, oh, Hero! Like, he gets all excitable, and it's great. I love that. Again, like, the little scenes with Kyoshiro and Jellymon, how Kyoshiro's like, we can't go into his room, and then Jellymon, and just phases through the wall anyway. That's great. But again, Rolling and Gormon, they're just sort of there in my opinion, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens next time. Now the preview for the next episode, I'm getting like PTSD because this past weekend we just had a major snowstorm. We got like close to 2 feet of snow, and the next episode is called Icy Hell, and it looks like our heroes are dealing with a snowstorm, so I'm getting like PTSD just thinking about that. You know, my back's killing me from shoveling for hours the other day, but oh my god. So anyway, overall, I still very much enjoyed this episode. Again, if you're probably watching this far, I'm sure you're watching along with me and enjoying the series. My only problem remains that the Villainous Digimon, you know, appear, do their villainous deeds, and then it's like, haha, we weren't really that bad after all, or haha, I have bigger plans. Like, I don't know, I feel like we should see Felismon again. I mean, just the way he left, we should see him again. What's going to happen with Gullus Gaomon, and, you know, whatever else. So, thanks, guys, for watching. Stay tuned for videos all week. Tomorrow, this is going up on Tuesday, so tomorrow is Wednesday. I got my review of Fairy Tail Volume 30. What number? 32. I don't even know anymore because I'm well ahead of my reading as opposed to the uploading. But Volume 32, which I do believe is the start of the Grand Magic game, so stay tuned for that. Thursday, I'm going to do a live stream at 12 noon Eastern Time. So we're going to be playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel a little bit, doing some of the solo missions in the story, and then attempting some online battles. I've done a few online battles and have risen a few ranks. I've actually won some, but I keep getting my ass kicked. Especially, like, most recently, I lost to an Exodia deck in, like, 3 turns. What a shit show. So we got that. Friday, I don't know yet. We'll have something. And then Saturday, I'll have my my live stream of my next Let's Play series, which is going to be Kingdom Hearts. So stay tuned for all sorts of fun content coming soon. And stay tuned next week for my review of episode 17, probably on Tuesday again. And that's all I got for you. So thanks, guys. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.